With the announcement of a sequel, I figured that I would finally tell the world my opinions on Titanfall. So without further ado, here's our review.
Pilots, today you have a chance to establish peace on the frontier. Make it count.
All pilots secure hardpoints Alpha, Bravo and Charlie. The rest of you, on me!
Titanfall is the first game to come out of Respawn Entertainment, or as I like to call them, the guys who made the good Call of Duties, i.e. COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. Titanfall was thought to be the shooter to end all shooters. However, at launch, the game didn't have a lot of things to do in it, so it became forgotten even to the people who bought the Season Pass. Now that it's been 2 years, has Respawn made the game worth your time? Let's break it down and talk about the story.
Sir, we haven't found any militia. Just a handful of civilians.
Copy that. Keep looking.
But I like the way these Spectres kill, Next-gen automated infantry's the future, but taking out a bunch of civilians is hardly a test.
Sir, it looks like militia ships. They're deploying ground forces at the north end of the village.
And that's a real threat. Deploy 3 more racks of Spectres.
Many years in the future, the human race has set out to colonize and explore deep outer space. Things seem to be going well until the main military known as the IMC decides that they are losing control of the colonies and initiates martial law, thus causing a huge conflict in space and spawning an army of people who fight the AMC called the militia. The campaign is centered all around that story, but what you actually get to experience is very minimal. At the beginning of each mission, you get a small spawning cutscene and then are thrusted into a basic multiplayer match. While you are playing, characters talk in the background and occasionally there's a huge explosion above the map. After the match is over, you get a small outro of people talking about what happened, and then you're in the lobby while waiting for the match to start, there's more talking. This is possibly one of the worst ways to deliver your story, but it's better than having it all on cards online. Seriously though, the world Respawn made here has so much potential for a great story, and what they actually delivered, I haven't been this disappointed in a story since Brink. And that game actually had true cutscenes before each match. The story is bad, but what about the gameplay?
Stand by while I fire up the reactor.
The gameplay is an absolute blast. This is not your generic first-person shooter. This is a fast-paced, wall-running, explosion-filled, robot fist to the face amount of fun. Titanfall is one of the first games that gets free running in a first-person shooter correct. And to add butter on that cake, they added mechs. When you call in your mech, you initiate what is called Titanfall, and that's when your personal Titan comes from the sky and lands and lets you hop right in it and tear the enemy apart. Honestly, the gameplay is fantastic, and it's hard to watch people play the game because all you want to do is play it. Going back to this game was a lot of fun because it's a lot of fast-paced action with fantastic maps. But if it was so much fun to go back to, why did I stop playing it in the first place? Well, that's because of content. Since the game's come out, they've added tons of content to this game, including competitive modes, and even though they've released all the DLC, they decided to actually make them free, which actually means I wasted $25, but that's besides the point. With the added content, one would think the game would become far more addicting, right? Wrong. There's just something about this game that makes you love it so much when you pick it up, but you almost instantly forget about it. Either way though, I still love the gameplay, but what did I think about the overall experience?
We can see the decoy. It's working. The cannon's powering up.
Drop ship. Stay clear of the blast zone.
They took the bait. We're in.
The experience in this game is fantastic. There are actually tons of set pieces that go on during the campaign, and they are actually very cool. It's really awesome to be running along rooftops and then suddenly be hearing about an enemy ship that's about to jump into orbit, and then actually watching it happen, feeling the map shake, the sound, it is just awesome. The game's visuals all around are absolutely incredible. With thousands of things happening at one time, you could be running through a window, jumping out of a building, watching a bunch of grunts duke it out, and then right as you come out the window, you'll see a Titan punching into another one, grabbing a soldier out of it, crushing him in his hand as you're trying to continue and not get murdered. But yeah, seriously, the game is a visual masterpiece. I have so much fun with that. And the audio? Absolutely incredible. I've been upgrading the game flavor house lately and I got us a new soundbar. Titanfall was one of the first games I booted up aside from Rainbow Six, but oh lord did it shake my house and I was extraordinarily satisfied. Also, every single map is beautiful and extremely well designed. I cannot stress that enough about this game. Honestly, it's a fantastic game to experience. But what went wrong with the game and why is no one playing it anymore? The game's biggest flaw is content and the way it was delivered. The game launched with almost no game types and a very mediocre campaign. There was nothing that really had people coming back, and over time, Respawn did fix that by adding more game types and making the maps free, but that wasn't enough. We didn't see more than 3,000 people playing this game at any given time, which was a big shame. That's about it. The game does everything else so well, the fact that the campaign is bad and the content didn't come out until late did really kill the game. I'm going to give Titanfall a 7 out of 10. All I can hope is that the new campaign and a longer development time means that we're going to have the same high quality game, but with tons of great content. They say history repeats itself, but I can only hope that this time that they learn from their mistakes, but I guess we'll only know when we get it in our hands. Thank you for watching.
Delicious.